today I'm in a little bit of dilemma because after historians and architects and experts have talked, what would a common man like me speak to you about? And I resonate with a lot of things because I come from the same school that Preeta went to. We have a couple of other people. I've seen Monica, Madhvi. We all were studying in Sharda Mandir. So it was the same shops that we went to, right? From J.D. Fernandez, Tarkar, because that time we were lucky. We didn't have to buy anything online. And I would say lucky because we actually got to go to places. And I was telling somebody that I still go to Bhate's shop to get my Sunday newspaper because it becomes an excuse for me to go and see him and also just see the shop. But there are lots of things that one remembers when you talk about fashion. We've been fortunate enough. We've got a house which is more than 200 years old. And I was asking Vivek that I used to always get perplexed because if you see it from the top, how is it that the Casa Dempo, the police station, the government printing press, and the army quarters there, it's just one house. There's no gap between these houses. There's no division. So I used to always get perplexed, and Vivek gave me some explanation today, which made sense to me. Probably the association was so old with the family and the government those days during the Portuguese time that now it resonates to me why it was just one structure. Couple of things. The carnival in Panjim, it's not the same anymore. But I like that carnival that I used to see at that time. We used to go to our old office, in Dempo House, and we could actually get a view. When we stood in the first floor, we sat, we could get a view. I miss that carnival. I want to see that carnival back. Nothing against the new carnival. Please don't misunderstand. As the city develops, as people develop, things change. Again in the 80s, the Shigmo came. And again, we were fortunate. My father was associated. I am associated now. And it gets, Panjim looks so good at night with all those, sculptures and those huge ruts being taken out. The Mahalakshmi temple, because that's where we went every Friday. We prayed to God. It was not only the structure, but also the festivities that are associated with it. Fortunately, the same festivities continue. I don't know whether any one of you all have gone during a festival called Chaitra Puno. Chaitra Puno has that old Rath where the goddess is taken in and around the city of Panaji, where there are many residents there. They offer some garland, fruits to the goddess. So it's very important that we remember this, we keep this in mind. The fireworks in the Panjim church, I can never forget that. Now you may call it that it's polluting today, folk, and I remember that it was a whole week, and one day in the week, the newspaper that you own and we run called the Navin Times used to sponsor it.
One spoke was of Navin Times.
And you remember that. And we used to go and wait. All the kids, because we were a joint family, we used to live in Santa Cruz, but we used to come every day to Panjim because Sharda Mandir was here, all the shops. Another thing, the Michelin star restaurant, Rio Rico. Unfortunately, we can't go anywhere, anymore to Rio Rico in Mandavi. But really, really resonates with old style, the same setting, the same music, the food was to die for. I really miss the food from Rio Rico. I don't know how many of you all had gone to Cafe Central where they used to serve snacks. They used to actually have sitting places. I was very young, but I used to go with my parents and they, halwa ditalo, batata bhaji ditali, So these are things that are forever etched in your memory about Panji, and it's great that, I love this city. It's great that it's kept some of its characters still. And I hope that, all these houses, whether they are bright yellow colored, red colored, the cobble streets, it's amazing. Unfortunately, when, I was the PDA chairman for a couple of years, and, in the wrong person in that place, but I tried to, Heta will remember, we took a help of all of you, and we said we'll make certain parts of Panji as cobble streets. And I got huge opposition. I said, what do you think you are? You have your businesses and but please don't interfere in our businesses. We don't want any cobble streets. We want our cars right up to some. You do that in Altin where you live, and you should be happy with it. But these are things that you can't forget. And I think each one of us have to make a real effort. While development will happen, and while it's good that development happens, and more and more people earn a revenue stream out of that, we must not destroy the fabric of the city. And there are certain things that Rita said, like if you just take this area and you walk for about 10 minutes here, you can see so much of Panaji which we should not use. For example, I hope that our future generations never destroys Plaza Dempo and comes up with a commercial building there. I hope it will not happen, and I pray to God that it will never happen. But I think there are certain structures that you need to maintain. And you should really go and see, as Rita says, that house is maintained to what it was a few hundred years back. Even now, for Lakshmi Pujan the other day, which was 3 days back, we do something called Chopdi Pujan. What is Chopdi Pujan? We take out the old pens, we dip the ink, and we write the first ledger. And we put all the gods' names, and we do a swastik on it. So that was, now of course everything is on computer, you don't need the books. But we've still kept that tradition to continue. And all the men in the house, they write that book, and then it's kept in front of the god, the puja is done, and that's how we do Lakshmi Puja. I think very important to teach the younger generation what traditions each family has got and how we maintain it. It was wonderful to talk to you guys, and I hope the Goa Heritage Action Group continues with such noble work that they have been doing, and I think heritage walks are extremely important to sensitize people, as I said, to while development will go on and while there'll be lots of you can't avoid traffic, you can't avoid number of people coming to the city. The way we go to other cities, people will come here, and we should welcome it. But I think we should maintain some character of the city that our ancestors have given us. Thank you so much.